I need to ask you a question.
Be curious, drifters.
Allegron's won the Brisbane Cup, but it's all Antino. Blake Shin, take a bow. Barraquil, Benny Allen hasn't moved.
Broadside him, bogged, won the Golden Rose.
Pride of Jenny, trying to find the reserves at the 100. She's 3 in front of Mr. Brightside. It's all too late. Pride of Jenny has run them into the night. Switzerland, a big winner by 2.5 Bellatrix Star.
He's down, Jolly Star. She is a star in the making. Jolly Star bolts in.
It's all Isthmus. She's very smart and fast.
Tell you what, bid on this weekend.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
God, yeah.
What's the highlight for you?
Look, I know we bagged the Blue Diamonds, but I love seeing 2-year-olds race because some of them just have no idea what's going on.
Absolutely. And they've got 40-kilometre-hour winds to deal with. They wouldn't have seen that before.
No, of course they wouldn't have.
Not on race day.
Of course they wouldn't have. Looking forward to it. I've found a bit of value in the race, so
Same.
yeah.
Bit of SF. Yeah. Sydney.
Or no, not for me. Not for me.
I've gone heavy the SF.
But like, there's a good reason to go SF
Yeah.
because VF is pretty dog shit generally.
Yeah.
What about you? What's your highlight?
Oh, I'd agree. I think the Oakleigh Plate's a pretty good addition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know. The sprinting handicaps, I don't know.
Yeah, you're a bit of a downer. Like if there's been this one has a place on the calendar for me. The Oakleigh Plate, time honoured.
Look, from a punting perspective, absolutely no question.
Yeah,
Because there's value. So ultimately, for me, that's all I am. Very average one at that. So, no, yeah, absolutely. Sprinting handicaps group ones, I don't know. I don't know.
Killjoy over here. But yeah, and the Futurity. Cannot wait for that contest.
Now, there's question marks there. And I'm not being a killjoy, I'm just saying there's question marks there. No, both the Caulfield and the Rosehill card are good. Stacked, yeah.
Now, what else is stacked in this? Now, we have to keep an eye on the time.
We do.
Because we're going to be watching the Thesecondatportsea run live on the program. So, now, if I open up my Neds app and have a look at the market, because I haven't done this yet. So, we'll be finding out together, drifters, what price she is. She jumps in 28 minutes. 280? They put her up favourite.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Barrier 1. Damien Thornton, the great Damien Thornton.
And Boris Thornton has a horse in this race. Not Boris, sorry. Boris, his brother, is also on a horse in this race. So
He has a bro called Boris.
Mm-hmm. Boris and Damien.
Wow.
So it's the Thornton show. I think we've got the better one, though.
So what are you saying? Quinella.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Might have to chuck that on. You might put that on your own Ned's profile.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be too late for you to follow us in, but maybe you're following live. So, what time? 5:10. All right. Let's keep that in. 28 minutes. Okay. Let's do it. Let's start in Sydney. Let's keep the best till last. Happy with that?
Yeah, so we're going to keep the order of entry for the show. We do the card from, the start of the first black type race to the end of the card.
Well, what do you want to do? Do you want to do the Group 1s first?
No. I like the start in Sydney, work our way into it.
Anticipation.
And then Caulfield, just whatever comes first, you know.
Edging the audience.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because they can't wait.
Well, we're forcing you. We're the dominatrix.
Come take a look at this form.
All right. Race 5 at Rosehill is the Millie Fox Stakes. Group 2, 1,300 metres. Set weights and penalties for the fillies and mares. Now, you have Macarena, Hinged, Scarlet Oak, Firestorm, Electrica, Our Gold Hope, Watch My Girl, Not That Easy, Dark Glitter. Thought Electrica. She's a 6-year-old mare in a bit of form, this girl.
Yeah, I backed her when she won last side of the coast. So did you. I didn't back her because I thought she was going to win, though. My lovely wife was like, I'm reading a book at the moment. That's sort of similar to that name. It inspires me. It motivates me, that name. So why don't we have a bet on that? And we did. And Julie saluted it. You know, fives, but we got on at a much bigger price. Got absolutely whacked.
Yeah, I got on at fives. You got on at a bigger price. So, but yeah, does she go around in this grade? Like, there's no absolute showstoppers here. She's got 54 kilos, a little bit of weight relief.
No. I'm happy to be with Scarlet Oak, though. I don't know if she's going to run here or later on in the program. There's a benchmark 100, where she's a similar price, to be honest, and she's one of the bottom weights. But by all reports, she's doing fantastically well. Scarlet Oak, complete forgive in the Queensland Oaks, and her sole run last prep, she had some issues with one of the vertebrae in her back that they didn't realise until after the fact.
That cannot help.
They cannot help. But apparently that's all sorted, and she's been training the absolute house down. So Scarlet Oak, for me, in this race, she's in for a good prep, I believe.
Okay. Might keep going with Electrica. Yeah, I don't mind her. Barrier 3, TC. Now, the weather, sunny, top of 29. A little bit of rain around the week, but should be, again, genuine good for, I would have
Juicy
thought.
good for, hopefully.
Which would be good. So, yeah, she'll get me off to an absolute flyer. Now, the Silver Slipper, 2-year-old contest, 1,100 metres. Set weights. There's a fascinating little market here. Now, the number 1 seed for the Slipper, Woden. Kieran McAvoy, barrier 11 of 11. I've seen this all before. I feel like we're going around in circles.
We've been here before. We're going around in circles. He's the number 1 seed for the Slipper.
$2.30.
He's $2.35 from that gate with K-Mac on. I'd be fascinated to see what the market does in this race. Like, do you think the big boys really give a shit about a few of K-Mac's rides last weekend? Or do you reckon they're just like, yeah, you had a few bad rides, but who cares?
To be fair, I don't know who the big boys are. You know what I mean?
Who are the big boys?
Yeah.
The syndicates.
Yeah.
The betting syndicates.
Yeah.
Where all the late smart money comes from. Who are they?
Allegedly. Let me tell you this for free. The smart money doesn't land every time.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Absolutely not.
So, even if he does get whacked, do I give a shit? Probably not. Because I'm going outside the favourite. And that's the type of operator I am. Now, I found Shaggy, it wasn't me, type of operation last week. I tipped out this horse, I reckon. And if you delve deep enough into my profile, I'll reshare it if you absolutely need me to. It was Buffalo, who
that's right.
who went out at 900 metres at Newcastle, held up, certainty beaten. Now, he was $6.50 that day. Nice trial in between. $31 you're getting. 1,100 metres, much better. Much more up his alley. Another 2-year-old gelding, which would just absolutely ruin the party. Mm-hmm. Could be that year. I don't know.
It could be. It really could be. Yeah, I'm probably going to watch this race, I think. I don't think I'll have a bet. Woton's the horse to beat, but yeah, $2.35, no thanks. I think number 10, Belle Mercy, is a smart little filly. Got form around Oakleigh. She came out and won the Magic Millions. She was going to go down to the Blue Diamond this weekend, but pulled up slightly lame after a trial. What price would she have been in the Blue Diamond? Oakleigh. Single figures?
Yeah.
I would imagine. Mm-hmm. $3.90 here is no spoil. If she was a bigger price, I'd like to have a bet. But yeah, Belle Mercy draws a nice skate. I wouldn't be surprised to see her win.
Mm. Yeah, no, well put. Race 7 is the Parramatta Cup, the Group 3, 1,900 metre handicap. You could throw a sheet over a bunch of these. Now, Kinesiology was not a bad return. Over a mile. Beaten 3.5 lengths to the likes of Highlights, Headley Grange at Randwick. So, another 300 metres will suit him. Barrier 4, soft draw, 53 kilos. Reece Jones, cousin
Reece. Yeah, I think Kinesiology will run well. I think he will. I couldn't possibly have a bet in this race, though.
No. I was just putting forward a case.
No, I think that could entice him because of the connection as well. He's $9 with the good people at Ned's at the moment. And his overseas form is great, kinesiology. So excited to see him go around, but aside from that, like, couldn't possibly.
Like, our Anchorage is the one that is just an absolute winning machine at the moment, but
It
we're
is.
talking
Bjorn.
78 grade. You know what I mean? Big step up here.
Like a lot of these, they race against each other every autumn, every spring, and they just take turns.
Like Manzois is in this race.
Yeah, Francesco Guardi,
Like
Athabascan, Manzois, like you said.
I saw people tipping Francesco Guardi in either the Caulfield or Melbourne Cups last year, where he was that far out of form that he lost his like ballot exemption because he hadn't placed in a listed race for 2 years.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but sometimes people just are fixated on one result that a horse has had, and they just keep coming back to it for way longer than what they should. I can be guilty of that, absolutely. But he's one that just doesn't make any sense. He doesn't make any sense.
Let's have a look who he beat in that Moonee Valley Gold Cup, right? So he beat, not just beat, he brained by 4 lengths Luna Flare, Persan, Grand Promenade. So I think 3rd and 4th would have run pretty well in the Cup that year. San Herberto, the Amazonian, Desert Icon, Nerve Not Verve, who, she was a good mare, Carif, Serpentine, who's still doing the damn thing, the Good Fight, Sacramento. No world beaters, I would have thought.
No, absolutely not. But this is a similar lot.
Yeah.
But Francesco was in much better form at that time.
Yeah, so he's gone like this. So, like
Yeah, good luck.
He's 20-1. What are you seeing?
Good luck to you.
Yeah.
Good luck to you if you finally win that race. Well done.
Now, the feature, the Hobartville. 1,400 metres, Group 2, 3-year-old set weights. I'm fascinated to see what you think here because, as I said, it's sunny, top of 29, possibility of an upgrade to a Group 3, Rosehill. What are you doing with broadsiding?
I just think that if there was a time where he was going to get beat this prep, where he's probably going to be at his most vulnerable, it probably is this race. Because like you said, if it's on a good 3, 1,400 metres against a lot of horses that have already had a run, he's $2.10, you know what I mean?
Even though he won a Golden Rose first up last prep?
On that deck, though.
It was a soft 5.
Yeah, I think that's the difference for him. Just a bit of go in the ground. He could absolutely come out and just put this field away. And I hope he does, because I'm a big fan. But if I'm going to get him beat, I think it's this run. I really liked the resuming run from Public Attention. I really liked it. He's drawn shit here. But I really like that run. And for me, second up, 1,400 metres, I'm happy to be with him. He's $5.50 with the good people at Ned's. But at the same time, like if broadsiding comes out and puts this field away comfortably, I'm happy because you love to see it. He's a good horse. What I don't understand is the same price you can get for Public Attention that you can for linebacker. Like you'd think linebacker would be a bigger price. Am I wrong for thinking that?
No, not at all. Like, is there a weight swing or something? He had 58.5. Maybe that's it. Yeah, there's a weight swing. So
Oh, there you go.
1.5 kilos, but still, like, I thought that was pretty convincing. Like, I only think that Public Attention is going to improve where, even though linebackers only had the 6 starts, I know what linebacker is.
Yeah.
I
agree with you.
wanted to see linebacker do more than what he did last start with the old chop.
Yeah. Yeah. He just didn't settle in the run. And that could be because he's first up, but like the ultimate gear change doesn't work for everyone, does it?
No,
It doesn't.
so we've found out with one of our horses.
Oh God.
Aliana?
Aliana. Great to see her back.
Yeah.
Want to see her go round.
She's only had the one prep. So, she doesn't have any first up form. She's only had the one prep. Settle down.
I'm not concerned about that at all.
No.
I'm concerned about her going first up against the boys
Yeah.
at Rosehill.
Yeah.
But she's drawn a nice gate.
Yeah.
If Jason Collett can do the same thing he did for Fangirl last week and maybe sit midfield, because I think she's got a serious engine under that hood.
Yeah.
Serious engine.
Like $6.50, I could probably have a little play there.
Yeah. Oh, and I wouldn't talk you out of
Yeah.
it at all.
So-
Not that you listen to me, but you know.
Don't sell yourself short.
What about Swift Falcon?
I don't know. Trials were okay. Like, you just know with this stable, if there's nothing in like the first half of the barrier draw, straight back. Super negative. So, yeah, he's an interesting runner. Like, I couldn't talk you out of a bet with him at $23.
No.
Especially if they don't think he stays the 2,000 metres. So he might be a bit more dynamic at the 1,400 to the mile. I'd say they're heading towards a Doncaster with him, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. The right sort of
Same-
race for him.
Same silks as Brutal.
Yep.
So, but looking at him, he's only won a listed race. He'd probably have to improve his rating to get in, I would have imagined. So,
Yeah.
could be some intention here.
Yep. No, it's a fascinating little contest, and like this shapes obviously the Randwick and the Rosehill Guineas and the Doncaster massively. So
Massively.
and it must be tough for Chris Waller. Well, not must be tough. It's not tough, but clearly he's resumed Aliana here because he didn't want her to go against Lady Shenandoah first up over what was that 1,200 metres. So I get that he's putting her against the boys, but then it's like where to from here for her. You know what I mean?
Is that a push going like, this horse is flying?
Could be, yeah.
Could be.
Could be.
I don't know.
We'll find out on the weekend.
Yeah.
Probably the most fascinating race on the weekend.
Really?
Because they've got more exposed form. And it's interesting to see where the pecking order is going to be post this. The autumn colts, sometimes they're different.
Yes, you're right. All right, let's go to Caulfield. Settle down. We're getting there. Now, how's this for a forecast? Up to 37 degrees on Saturday. 37 of them.
Compare that to last week. Melbourne's just ridiculous,
Isn't it? Yeah, the real 4 seasons in one day there.
We've heard people say that.
Yeah.
I've just seen, by the way, Drifter's Scarlet Oak is scratched from the benchmark 100, so she'll definitely be in the Millie Fox.
Love that for you. Now, there is winds up to 40 kilometres an hour, a northerly wind. Now, I've done some research and I found a 5-year-old tweet which basically sums up the exact same conditions around the same time of year as well. From Matt Welsh, who is he like chairman of the something?
He used to be
Racing
on
Victoria.
He used to be on racing.com, and then he was the general manager of racing for Racing Victoria. But then when they got the new CEO, he quickly found himself without a job.
Okay. So this is Matt's work. So don't shoot me if it's wrong. But a forecast northerly of up to 40 kilometres an hour at Caulfield may have an impact today. He's saying this 5 years ago. That wind blows up the side of the track and is into their faces out of the sprint chute. The stronger it gets, the more important cover down the side becomes. So, basically coming grandstand out.
Yep.
So the chute on the side is going straight into their faces.
Yep.
So cover's important.
Yes.
So it might be tough to lead all day.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Yep.
So keep that
In your noggin.
All right. The Autumn Classic is race 3. Was won by Impending last year. Impending? Immediacy.
Oh, that's like impending.
Impending. That was, 8 years ago?
Yeah.
You won a Stradbroke Impending.
He did.
Did you win 2?
He may have.
Back to back?
He may have.
Yeah.
Good horse.
See him. I think he's at stud, isn't he?
I've got no idea.
I think you have some impendings going around. Pretty sure you do. Anyway. Yeah, so Immediacy won this last year at about $10, I would have thought. 1,800 metres, Group 2, 3-year-old set weights. Tough little contest. Let me try that again. Tough little contest here. I have no firm opinion in this race. Like, Scary is one of yours. Imperialist, I was backing in a JJ back in the day against Broadsiding. Entrusting is a progressive colt, and Emphasize has put a couple on the trot too.
Scary needs double this. He needs 3,600 metres, I think, Scary.
The sun is shocking.
Yeah, he needs further. Who would have thought? I backed to emphasise last start. It was a pretty good winner. I like what Shanwar's been doing as well. It's staying at 1,800 metres, gets Blakey Bill sticks on, drops a little bit of weight, whereas Emphasise was up to 2,000 metres last start, drops back to 1,800 metres. It was first up. It was off a 4-week break last start though, so he's clearly a horse with some talent if he's able to do that. If he's able to come back here and win over 1,800 metres, but yeah, I like Shanwar in this race, but yeah,
Each to their own.
who knows what's going to happen?
Exactly. It's a horse race.
It is.
Yeah. All right. Race 4 is the Sedative Stakes. 1,200 metres, Group 3 for the 3-year-old set weights penalties. Oof. Thought this was tougher.
Yeah, this is hard as well. This is hard.
Lofty Arch is a colt with some talent.
He is. And look, Alex Ray, the trainer, has a very high opinion of this horse. Reckons if he wins this well, it'll chuck him into a Newmarket handicap. I thought Polyglot was good resuming and was a little bit disappointing last start.
Had heat stress.
I did it. Okay, well, it's clear excuses. No, I think Lofty Arch is a smart horse. It was a great win before it was let up last start. So yeah, I'm happy to probably have a bet on Lofty Arch. I think.
Yeah. Well, you said the one that I was going to go. Polyglot.
Polyglot.
Yeah. So that's the one I'll probably go with. The Angus Armanasco Stakes is race 5, Group 2 for the 3-year-old filly set weights penalties. You see the Oaks champ return, Pressure the Moment. Now, $3.20 for a filly that likes to basically do the donkey work up front. You're backing her at 1,400 metres?
That's the reason why I couldn't have a bet in this race, because I look at the rest of this field and I'm like, oh, there's a lot of average fillies in here, and she's clearly the best. But resuming after an Oaks, $3.20, like that headwind is just like, oh. I think she's the most likely, but probably prefer to let this one through to the keeper.
Benegill?
Benegill, yeah, resuming as well.
She showed some talent. Like, she was only beaten less than 2 lengths in that 1,000 guineas. Like, not too far off Aliana there as well. So,
yeah, $5.50.
yeah. Like, that's something. It's not nothing.
It's not nothing.
Yeah.
The only other one I'll point out is Qatar's Choice. Point and shoot form. It's pretty good form. Scintilla form. It's pretty good form as well.
Good.
So
It's good form for benchmark 78 form.
it is, but I look at a lot of this field and I'm like, well said.
Yeah.
Is it really that good? But I think Treasure the Moment will win, but I'm probably.
Well, the mannerism's probably another 1,400 metre Group 2 mares set weights penalties. I thought this was tough. Like, am I betting with my heart or my head here? Because my heart would say Coevalent, because I just absolutely adore this horse. But Barrier 9 of 9, Blake Shin does return. He has form with this girl, going to like controlling the race from out wide at Caulfield. But I thought it was tough, really tough. So glamorous for Graham Begg though. Bit of a progressive mare. She could feature.
She could. I actually like Coevalent in this race. I'm thinking back to her 1,000 guineas run. She finished 4th there. The horses that beat her: Jolly Star, Komochi, and Skybird. All 3 of those horses have won Group 1s, and all 3 of them are probably in the top 10 to 15 mares in Australia. So she's running 4th into 4th in that race. First up after a 33-week break last start. And I just think that was a bit of a pipe opener for her.
Had to have been.
And clearly something wasn't right with her last prep. She just wasn't herself. I think she wins this race and starts going on a bit of an upward trajectory, because she definitely has a load of talent. And I'm prepared to forgive her, because you might not get $5.50 again for this prep if she's just contesting against the, her own sex in the sort of Group 3s, which is probably her. But I think she's good enough to win this. So yeah, I quite like her.
You might have talked me into her there. I like it. All right. I think the next race on the program is the Group 1 time-honoured Futurity Stakes. 1,400 metres, Group 1, weight for age contest. Ooh, Mr. B, barrier 11 of 11.
It's pretty dross, isn't it? It's pretty dross gate. If he improves, and then if he gets a half-decent steer from Willow, which he's capable of, he puts his field away.
Yeah. I thought we do the form on RaceNet. Have a look what the comment that they put for Tom Kitten.
Kitty Cat Tom.
First up after 16-week break, an untried jockey and trainer combination. Unlikely. Now, his trainer is James Cummings. His jockey is Ben Mellum. Now, I would have thought those two have connected several times for Group 1 glory.
Yeah,
Cascadian, Paul Laley.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's others.
Yeah. Was there like a Blue Diamond winner or something in there maybe? Like a...
I don't think Cummings would have won a Blue Diamond.
No. Maybe I'm thinking of Liar for the Freedmans. But anyway, no, that's bizarre from you, RaceNet. Need to get better AI. I think Brightside's the likely winner. And if anything, drawing wide this weekend might turn into his advantage with how the wind is. As long as Willow doesn't, have him 3 wide, no cover. If he gets some cover, even if he's in the back half of the field, I think it's a race that if he takes any improvement out of the Memsey or whatever the other one is, the CF4, get them mixed up all the time. He brained the rest of that field. Do I think Pericles or Tommy or Kitty Cat Tom, light infantry man? Do I think they had some interest? Yeah, they had some interest, but I think they would have been 2 or 3 lengths behind Mr. Brightside and another will 2 weeks ago.
They had interest, but are you interested?
No. I wish I win.
Yeah.
I think Moose will scratch him.
Why?
I think if it's a really hard deck and if it's, a hot day, I don't think he wants to bust him up.
Yeah.
I think he'll
14 runs on good ground, 4 wins, 3 seconds and 5 thirds.
He's come out and talked about the fact that he doesn't want him on good threes.
Right.
Moods.
Well, I guarantee it will be if it's windy. It will be fast too. Interesting.
So,
Kitty Cat Tom likes a good track, doesn't he? Could he steal this? Could the punters be on the floor with Kitty Cat Tom going like, of course. The Great Swindle by Kitty Cat?
I see Pericles and Kitty Cat Tom. I see the same horse. They are the exact same horse to me. They've both got a 25% winning strike rate. Like they run a bottler in a big prize money race without winning.
Yeah.
Like Pericles has $5.3 million in the bank.
Wow.
And Kitty Cat Tom has 3.4 million.
It was the first local home in the Golden Eagle.
He was.
That's not nothing.
It's not nothing.
I think Pericles might have... Him and God Mile was. Behind.
Pericles ran second.
Yeah. So they are the same horse.
They're effectively the same horse to me.
What is Pericles in Greek? Does it mean cat?
I thought he was a philosopher. He was a Greek politician. In general during the golden age of Athens.
Well, is Tom Kinton just a politician that we don't know exists? You know what I mean?
Yeah, he could be.
Yeah. Anyway, we digress. So the same horse is running at the same time.
Is there anything here that
no?
Do you think
no
pops out of the ground?
I think it's between the top 4 or 5, but Mr. Brightside's the most likely.
Evaporate?
No.
You didn't see enough last start?
Oh, it was fine, but at 55.5 kilos, absolutely not. IMO.
Private Life was... I thought he was a pass mark last start, but he's not making up 4 lengths.
No, he's not. So...
Do you think the really firm deck for Mr. Brightside is a bit of a negative?
Potentially, but he's still got a 33% winning strike rate on it. You know what I mean? It's like, oh no. But that's still a pretty good negative.
It is a good negative.
Yeah. So, maybe Kitty Cat. Maybe I'll get sucked in at the price. Barrier 2, he might have the tactical advantage. But this horse always steps slow too. And he's had 2 runs 2 runs on Melbourne tracks, and he's been beaten a total of 10.5 lengths. So he would need to improve.
They've drawn right next to each other as well.
Honestly,
Pericles and
Brightside will fucking brain this lot.
Yeah, I
he
reckon.
will. Like, I could just see it. Like, and he's gonna start something sickening at like $1.50 or something because
he's
I wish I win.
$2. He's $2 with the good people in this right now. But yeah, I wish I win if he comes out. Then like there's no betting in this race.
No.
Yeah. So I wish I win. Your point about him running on a bit. Has he been contesting tougher races than Pericles throughout his career? Yeah. But he's had the same amount of starts. He's only won once more.
For what's that? 1.5 times more prize money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he's in difficult grade, but
Everest will do that to you.
He will. Yeah. Guess what's about to start?
What's that?
Our girl Portsea.
Oh. Well done by you.
It is. It is well done by me. I'll tell you what. It'd be nice to have a winner just like whilst we're recording.
Yeah, that would be... Because we haven't had one for a minute, actually.
No, it's in the words of Jared Hayne, it's been a long time.
All right, let me see if I can actually connect this, and we'll actually listen to this all together, Drifters. That might be a bit of fun.
That'd be great fun.
All right, this is going to work, I reckon.
The line for the Barrier Reef Pools handicap. Class 5, running 1,700 metres.
Oh, how's the
second at Portsea. Can she make
how's the
it
timing?
a 5th career win today?
Oh, phenomenal
We'll
time.
soon find out. She's drawn the rails. That's a plus for her.
That is a plus for her.
That is a
Sarson
plus
bit
for her.
toey in Barrier 2.
Yeah, she's not toey.
It's waiting on the red light to be switched on.
She's toey for a win, though. Come on, Damien.
Attendance going into 1, drawn a bit worse than centre. There's the light now. And they're off.
They're off and
The
racing.
second at Portsea jumped well off the inside
Well
barrier.
done.
Wow, it's Willy Wonka. Tindrum Gold nicely away. Nightstick's going forward and Bean
Nothing
Foggy
coming
ridden
across.
forward, but it's going to be caught out in no man's land early. Then the Hungarian, followed by Drifting well back towards the tail, was out
Drifting?
first as they go around the first bend.
Surely
Only a
not.
steady
Surely
speed
not.
Here. Wow, it's Willy Wonka, as expected, rolls
All right,
to the front.
what are we looking
and
at
leads
here?
the way.
She's
Nightstick
about
moved up
third
to be
back on the
second.
fence.
And Tindrum Gold is going to drop into third.
Not a
and
bad
get good
spot for
trail
her.
behind
No,
the lead
not a bad
pair.
spot at all.
They're followed
Well,
then
she
by
came
at
from
the hill.
last
The others
start.
Bean Foggy, just trying to
She
negotiate
did.
a path across,
Just
and
ran out
does
of
so
time.
now. Then came the second at
Come on,
Portsea,
Damo.
the favourite 3 back on the inside, followed then by
Where she's
Sarsen, Tavistorum,
Yep.
third last the fence, the Hungarian, second last an outburst, just bobbing along, 2.5 away at the tail end.
Someone inject some
There's no
patience in
speed
this
on
race,
900
please.
left to
Tell you
run.
what, the carpet
Willy Wonka
Ipswich
going
is
for
looking
as long as he
phenomenal.
can.
The switch.
Leads Nightstick in second. The well-back second favourite, Tindrum Gold, box seats third. Now,
Is that a
Ben
pipe
Foggy
in her
pulls
mouth?
out 3
I think that's a
wide.
pipe in her
A
mouth,
long way
mate.
from home, starts to scoot up to
Wind
these
her up,
leaders,
Damo.
but certainly has gone a long way from
Take
home.
the shortest way
The
home,
second
bruh.
at Portsea can work away from the rail now, as well as Willy Wonka is immediately under pressure. They're followed then by Tavistorum.
You need to pick up a bit.
Sarsen
Yep.
the Hungarian a mile back.
Don't let it-
and
don't leave her
Outburst is
flat-footed.
still
Here she
staying
goes.
on the
She needs some riding,
After the
Damo.
turn,
Here she goes.
Nightstick led.
Here she
She needs
goes.
some riding.
Foggy on the outside.
Oh, he's come out
Tindrum
4
Gold now
wide,
works
has he?
away from the rail, comes calling 3 and 4 wide.
She wanna be the
second
best
at Portsea,
one.
About to chime in 4 deep as they straighten for home.
Come on, you need to pick
Nightstick
up,
led
girl.
the way. Bean Foggy on the outside is trying hard, but Tindrum Gold went by it. And down the outside, the second at Portsea, Tindrum Gold.
Nah, she's
Short of
gonna
100
run
to go.
second or
Race to the
third, I
lead.
reckon.
Broke clear. The second at Portsea, another minor placing.
Another
Tindrum
second.
Gold beat home the second at
Another
Portsea.
second.
I take Tavistorum just from Bean Foggy.
No, pays the bills.
She does.
Owes us nothing.
Oh, this is absolutely nothing.
That's a crying shame.
It is.
Not Damien's best,
Don't know if Damo should have taken her 4 wide there.
but that's okay.
It's all good.
Is Ipswich the track that you take your horse 4 wide, or do you ride for luck? I don't know, because I don't ride these things at 65 kilometres an hour. Who am I to judge?
Exactly. Exactly.
Suppose I pay the bills, though.
True.
Can have some sort of opinion.
Yep. Absolutely. No, look, pass mark.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine.
What was she run? Oh, I don't know. You can figure it out. The Blue Diamond, 1,200 metres, Group 1 for the 2-year-olds. Set weights. Oof, 16 starters here. A few more from Sydney that I wasn't necessarily expecting. Love it. Good stuff. Good field. Mm-hmm. Who's the favourite here?
Field of Play.
Yeah.
$5 a field.
Started his prep. 2-year-old gelding. That would.
He's the one I was talking about who won last start in the Prelude, who they were going to send him over to Hong Kong. But something must have gone astray. But you don't need a colt in Hong Kong, do you? So straight away, bang. See you, boys.
Okay.
He's a big horse too.
Yep. Okay. So $5 for him. My Gladiola is at 7s with Cherish Me as well for Jamie Mellum. What are your thoughts? How'd you assess it?
Look, my starting point was the Prelude because for the fillies and for the colts and geldings because typically the winner comes out of that race and they usually run well. Palm Angel, I thought she was a terrific winner of that race and, you know, she's a bigger price right now with the good people at Ned's than My Gladiola. But My Gladiola, I think, just has a bit more talent. That debut run, I can't get that out of my head. So she's $7 at the moment. So I might be a 2-bet Terry in this race. I might have a bet on My Gladiola, the beautiful grey filly. She didn't like leading last start at all. You could just tell that she was sort of over-racing a little bit. She was a little bit keen. Prefers something to chase. From gate 11, she'll have something to chase on a day like Saturday. That's what you'll want as well. I think she'll chime into the race of the night at the right time. And the biggest jockey in Australia, Jamie, might get another Group 1 potentially. So that's out of the fillies race, the Prelude there, right? Mm-hmm. Jump to the colts and geldings race. There was a horse on debut there who has some serious talent. It was a big price too. It's about 40-1, and that's number 5, Devil Knight, an extreme choice chestnut colt from the Hawks stable. Mickey D goes on for this race. He's $12 now for the good people at Ned, so he's certainly not 40-1.
No.
But that's still a backable price in my humble. Would love to see Mickey D's ROI when he's riding things between $10 and $20 in Group 1s. It's probably going to be negative, but in my mind, it's probably positive. I think he gets home some roughies with some gun rides in Group 1s. Gate 2, I actually don't mind because I don't think he'll be leading, but I think he'll be in a nice spot. He'll probably just need a little bit of luck if he gets put into a pocket, Devil Knight. So without going through the entire field, they're the two that I'm going to have a bet on because they're both at a backable price. But look, is there others that could win? Absolutely, but I feel like you can just get lost in a race like this and then something at 20-1 will win anyway.
Yeah.
That's how I'm thinking
It's all
about
right,
it.
I'll find it. Hey, my track record in 2-year-old races speaks for itself.
Yep.
So some of the best form going around is the Sydney form. And I think one of the best Sydney colts that we've seen resume in recent weeks is number 3, Extractor, for Michael Freeman. Benny Mellum on. I'm finding him a lot this weekend. But 1,000 metres was never going to be this horse's go. Even though J-Mac was on 340 out to 380, so the market didn't necessarily like him, but he ran on well nicely anyway. So I think the step up to 1,200 metres, I think they've seen the noms and gone like, you know what, this is ready for the taking, this Blue Diamond. So barrier 8, they'll give Benny Mellum some options. He'll definitely have some cover. He'll be storming over the top of them late, hopefully. And $15, that's a price I can get interested in. Mm-hmm. Now, the other one that I was also interested in is number 15, Tempted, for Godolphin and Craig Williams. Godolphin have a fantastic record in this race. So Tempted just missed the Playwright, who's in this race as well. Now, I believe the Playwright just basically clicked up and led the entire way. Now, Tempted dived, just missed. I'd much rather Tempted here with the setup of the racing on the weekend where you want a bit of cover. Barrier 12, Craig on. The son of the daughter of Street Bowls, I might say, was the $3.30 favourite, just missed. So I think at $10, some more SF there that I can get interested in. And my Gladiola is obviously one, but you've already talked about her. Icarian Dream, one of the best trialers early days for the 2-year-olds. Forget she went around in the Magic Millions 2-year-old Classic. Was 4 wide, no cover. I was only beaten there 6.5 lengths. She probably should have been beaten further. Before that, Came up to the Sunshine State at Eagle Farm and absolutely brained him in the BJ McLaughlin Stakes over 1,200 metres. So I think a good 4 at Eagle Farm. I think she can handle a good ground as well. So barrier 7 for her. She's 26. So I'm a three bet Thomas.
I was talking about 2 horses. You're talking about 3. All at a good price. Box them up in a trifecta drifters. Could pay an absolute fortune.
Yeah. Could. So, yeah, I think that's the Blue Diamond done and dusted. Now we go to the Oakleigh Plate. 1,100 metres, Group 1. Handicap. Now, Estriella, your $4.50 favourite, if I'm reading this correctly. Mm-hmm. You interested?
Not in this race, no. Not in this race. I think she's a winning chance, absolutely. But I just look at her weight that she's got to carry first up, 1,100 metres. And I don't really like the setup. I think there's others here at a much better price with kinder weights that could just get over her in this particular race. And I'm a big fan of the horse, as you know. And I think she's a 1,000 metre, 1,100 metre horse. But she's not treated awfully kindly at the weights. So I'm happy to take her on. I'm also wondering where she gets to. Like, from gate 9, it's about midfield. You'd think, you shuffle across and you try and find sort of a midfield position and with cover. But we've seen her previously in races before. She likes to be prominent. But then when they were trialling her leading into this prep, they were trying to take a seat. So I don't know if that's going to unlock something in her, or I'm really not sure. It's because she's $4.50. I'm happy to let her go. But I definitely think she can win. The 2 I've landed on, again, probably going to be a 2-bet Terry in this race. Number 7, Jimmy Star, and number 17, Espionage. Jimmy Star is 1,100 metres his best. Probably not. But I like his weight. Gate 14, he's just going to slingshot around Caulfield, and he's going to be charging home. Will he just miss? Probably. But I really liked that first up run last prep. I thought that was a great run, and I think in a race like this, it's probably good enough in a handicap for him to get home. He had no luck in the Rupert Clark Stakes when I was on him, so I'd hate to let him go around here without some of my cash on at $9.50. Jimmy Star. And I think Ethan Brown's an underrated jockey as well. Then Espionage, he's a very interesting one, the 3-year-old colt. Hasn't raced at all as a 3-year-old, but showed stacks of talent as a 2-year-old. Obviously not all of them gone with it, but there's a huge boom on this horse. He's been trialling well, running second in both of them. 50 kilos, Dean Yendelon from gate 11. He's $13. Maybe he's one of those 3-year-old colts who's taken all the progression, and even though he's super lightly raced, might just put him to the sword. So they're the 2 for me. There's a stack of others that I could talk about, but that I think are winning chances, but they're the only 2 I'm going to bet on, so that's what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah. Well, I'll talk to 3 or 4 others. The last one is like, again, horizontal tees. It's got a 6 in front of it currently, but I was looking at it before. It had a 7 in front of it. So, Arabian Summer. What do I do with you? 50 kilos, barrier 15, Jamie Mellamon. Needed every inch of the Caulfield Straight last start, but did land, and she was also giving, well, to be or not to be, was also giving her 1.5 kilos in weight. So she didn't have the weight advantage here. I don't think she's thrown in here at 50 kilos either. Like with the fillies allowance, she's actually 2 kilos worse off the weights against Espionage. But big fan. Still dropped 7 kilos from last start. I think she will be in the finish somewhere. So at $11, I'm probably going to have a small little bet on her. Jimmy Star, as you mentioned, I don't mind the setup for Ray Magnier.
Yeah, Ray was one that I was thinking of as well.
Barrier 5, this could be the drought breaker for Jai.
It could be.
He gets on really well with this horse.
He does.
All bullshit aside. 12 starts, 6 wins, 4 seconds and a third. That is sensational stuff by Jai. Mm-hmm. It was 3 wide without cover against Insurrection and the like. in the lead up in the Rubiton Stakes. Still got the chocks right on the line, to my dismay. But yeah, doesn't necessarily meet Insurrection better at the weights there. Meets him half a kilo worse off, but Insurrection's going to be leading this field out with I'm Me. So Ray's going to get one of the runs of the race from Barrier 5, I reckon.
He's got a good record at Caulfield as well.
Yeah, so I could see Ray in the finish. And then an up-and-comer, Ostraka. You take that Golden Eagle run out. He was undefeated last prep. He's run at the 1,500 metres and the mile twice in his career, and he's shown absolutely none. I think they would have realised that and trained him towards these sprinting distances. First up, he absolutely brained him, albeit in 78 grade, or 88 grade rather, against the likes of Blanc de Blanc, who, where is she now? But he was super impressive throughout the prep last in the spring, and he also had a very impressive win at Eagle Farm prior to that as well. So at $21, Zara at 55 kilos, I think that's telling. Could definitely see him in the finish as well. Now, the one at massive odds, who I think the market's completely forgotten, is number 13, Prairie Flower. Barrier 1, this horse was only 1.5 lengths off Ray last start, and she meets him 1 kilo better at the weight. Absolutely thrown in at 52 kilos. $61 with the good people at Ned's currently. Barrier 1 could get the run of the race sort of stuff. Better form on good tracks than wet rather. Gets around Caulfield. Like, a lot of ticks for this horse. 5-year-old mare in form. She could pinch it.
She could.
That type of race.
What about your little filly, Arabian Summer?
I talked about her.
Oh, of course you started with her.
Sorry, it was that. I don't blame you because I started so long ago.
It's all good. She's bulletproof. Like, all the best to Charlotte Littlefield, but $5.50 way too short for her. This is, even though she's only carrying 52 kilos, different gravy for a horse like that. I think Screeper will come back and he'll improve. He was a bit disappointing towards the back end of his prep. Not last prep, the prep before that, and then last prep. He's drawn a nice gate with Mick D, 52.5 kilos. Another one that I've got a bit of time for, but I think this isn't his grade, is number 12, Headwall. He's more of a benchmark horse, but you could play this race in so many different ways. But Jimmy Star and Espionage are the two for me.
Yeah. Sans Doute.
When you said something at 60s, I was like, oh yeah, Sans Doute. But, I've forgotten about Prairie Flower as well. Just like the bloody bookies, idiots.
But Sans Doute, more of a Flemington operator, but $61 if you're looking for something like that. Yeah, I think there's some really good roughies here that will run really well. I'm Me was keen for her in the Lightning, not as keen here. I think she's good enough to win, but just the setup of this weekend with this wind, I think it's just, if she wins with that wind and Hot Nash on,
57 kilos,
oof, tough, really tough. So not as critical on her as I have been in previous seasons.
I think she's a good horse, but no, not here. Not here at all.
All right. Now, the Victoria Gold Cup, 2,000 metres listed, is how we're ending, which is a shame because I have no idea where to put my money if I'm going to... to be honest, I won't be putting my money anywhere.
No. Well, we know Deny Knowledge's pattern, leading this field up for sure from gate 5, but we've been talking about it the whole podcast with the wind. Make things interesting. But then you've got Shayar in the market, $4. And then the other single figure horses are Dashing Duchess, Banker's Choice, Smoking Romans. Absolutely not. Couldn't possibly in this race. But the Victim, no doubt, I'll have to have a look at something. So I'll let you know.
Yeah. Well, that's all she wrote. Any best bets on the program from what you've kind of read out?
I really like... I was hoping she was going to be in the Oakleigh Plate, but she's not. She's in race 1, Caulfield, number 1, Miss Aria. I thought it was a good resumption. They were walking in that race, even though she finished 5th. It's, the Raid Magnerio race. So she's $6 with the good people at Nest at the moment. I'll have a good bet on her.
Yeah.
What about you?
Extractor in the diamond at 15s.
That's a good bet.
Yeah.
Extractor.
Yeah.
I wonder how many maidens have won the diamond.
I'll
Probably a fair few.
I'll extract some cash back from Neds. That's what I'll do.
Thanks to the good people at Neds.
But yeah, we'll see. Yeah. I know I'll probably find something at Rosehill as well.
Of course you will.
TBC.
Of course you will.
Busy boy these days, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll be back on Sunday. You'll be calling in.
I'll be on the blow. I'll be down south.
So, yeah, just deal with it, you know.
Yep. Catch your drifters.
All right, bye.